Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our LinkedIn live session. I'm 𝗤𝗏𝗬𝗲. I'm an AI strategist and author of AI Unleashed. Today, we are diving into a very important topic, ROI from AI projects and how AI's counterfactual inferencing helps with that ROI. To unpack all of that, I have invited my good friend, serial entrepreneur and CEO of EazyML, 𝗓𝗏𝗬𝗲. EazyML is one of the few pioneering AI companies who talked and started with explainable AI long before it was fashionable to say it. With that small intro, 𝗓𝗏𝗧, you want to say a few words?
Thank you, Reddy. Thank you for having me. This business of AI has assumed gargantuan proportions. We all know that. And along with it comes challenges, which is how do you really deliver on the massive ROI expectations? And so what we will do is look at some aspects of AI, advanced features that make AI actionable to deliver on those expectations. So thank you for hosting.
Yeah, 𝗓𝗏𝗧, I was actually yesterday, I was in the city of San Francisco, and Microsoft invited me for their AI tour. And I was meeting with some of the other participants, and this is ROI. Everyone was talking about, we're not seeing the ROI. And when it was a few months ago, I was thinking about this ROI, and McKinsey did a study, and it was found less than 2%. There are billions and billions of dollars of money is being invested in AI, various aspects of it, generative AI, machine learning, and other things, but they're seeing less than 2%. It's as good as nothing, right? Zero, right? That's why we want to have this discussion today. In the next few minutes, we're going to explore ROI challenges of AI projects, how counterfactual inferencing empowers decision-making, and we're going to talk about some real-world case studies and success stories. So I know quite a few people signed up and are here. Thank you for joining us, and let's get started. 𝗓𝗏𝗧, I keep mentioning counterfactual inferencing. It's a mouthful. I'm sure folks are like, what the heck are these guys talking about? So can you explain what is counterfactual inferencing means?
It is a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm pronouncing it as well. So what happens with AI is that it makes a prediction. Well, we know that, right? And let's say it made a prediction with high confidence. Okay, good. But unfortunately, it predicts doomsday. Oh, there is fraud. Somebody's credit card is being fraudulently charged. Oh, there is a security breach. Oh, this medication will not help this patient. Oh, the sales will decline. That's the prediction. These are unfavorable outcomes. Okay, so now what? AI has predicted something that is clearly undesirable. What can we do about it, right? As the adage goes, if you just state a problem without the accompanying solution, you are part of the problem.
Very well said, 𝗓𝗏𝗧. Yes.
And so AI has to suggest mechanisms as a responsible citizen of your AI ecosystem, of your business processes, how to fix optimally this undesirable outcome so that your business can do something with it and circumvent what's an impending disaster, right?
Yeah.
That is what counterfactual inferencing, a part of responsible AI, and that's what it does.
Excellent explanation. I'm going to call it CFI because it's pretty long to say.
Yeah.
But 𝗏𝗡, you guys have created this wonderful demo. So let me see if I can get that going. Just give me a second, hopefully.
Yeah, it explains the entire AI factory, the flow, the workflow in a typical enterprise, starting with data and ending up with CFI. And I'll throw in another acronym while you retrieve that, which is XAI, which stands for explainable AI. We'll probably...
Factual inferencing delivers ROI.
Hang on. So actually, I interrupted you. So keep
No.
Go ahead. Then now I have your demo on the screen.
Yep. That's
okay. Let's go ahead.
Counterfactual inferencing delivers ROI. How? By making AI actionable, proactively predicts challenges about to confront a business, and importantly, solves them in the best possible way to position your business robustly for the future. Let's set the context first to examine this. Machine learning follows a typical workflow. Please follow the blue line. It starts with data. Its quality is assessed, and once found acceptable, a model built, used for predictions, have each of its predictions explained to earn the trust of users. And finally, if there is consensus that the prediction is accurate but unfavorable for the business, rely on counterfactual inferencing to tell you precisely which parameters to change and by how much to have the best chance of changing the outcome to favorable. Let's dive deeper using an example. The dataset is from FinTech, assessing credit risk for commercial lending for small businesses. Please see the data record for a business, highlighted in yellow. The predicted outcome is unfavorable. Deny credit. Let's say the business is an old customer of the bank with reputable standing. Customer is displeased. Bank's account manager is puzzled too. Why did we deny credit? EazyML's explainable AI explains the reasons behind the adverse action. Credit score equals 635, less than the cutoff of 670. Postings on internet measure of customer engagement for the business equals 0 less than the cutoff of 3. Similarly, the deposits in the bank are low. These reasons can be trusted. The explainability score of around 0.7. The bank wonders, what do we do to get a valued customer approved for loan? There are so many possibilities. Some work, others not as much. Data scientists play what-if games, frustratingly. Worry not. EazyML's counterfactual inferencing informs precisely what must the customer do to maximize the chance for approval. Work to improve your credit by 8.9%. Increase your deposits in the bank by 20%. Among others, as shown in the figure. The customer now knows what to do, is satisfied, with actionable insights for the way forward to fix the situation. The bank retains a valued customer. Win-win. Not all cases are salvageable. All the plotted points had unfavorable outcomes. Only the blues were successfully migrated to favorable. The reds couldn't. Counterfactual inferencing applies to any dataset: life sciences, healthcare, manufacturing. It makes AI not only predict, but also tells you what to do to fix an undesirable outcome. Such is its power. Thank you for watching. For more information, visit www.easyml.com or reach out to us at info@easyml.com.
That's a wonderful demo, 𝗏𝗡. We all resonate with loan applications, and one way or the other, it's people get affected.
Yeah.
And what I really liked about this 𝗏𝗡 is it's not only told the reasons why it denied, but what actions the customer can take to change the situation. That's phenomenal. So you want to explain, or you want to talk more about the demo? Deepak?
Sure, sure. Yeah, it all starts with data, right? And its quality. Unfortunately, in the enterprise, data quality is often compromised. I'm not suggesting to make perfection the enemy, the good the perfection of, and I'm not suggesting to make it perfect.
Yeah.
But you have to set your expectations based on the data quality. So there are things people do, data scientists, to improve data quality, basic data plumbing, right? Hey, let's fix the holes, remove the outliers, get the data set balanced. Oh, geez, we got incorrect values. Let's fix those inconsistent formats. The basic data plumbing, and you've got a data set that you have aggregated from several sources. And so it's
Right.
ready to do machine learning, but not really. It requires several advanced steps like data drifts, bias, missing influential features, pockets of bias, etc.
Right.
And if you forsake those, then it can cause challenges. Once you get the data in order, then the rest kind of flows. Well, some insights, intelligence is required, but your infrastructure is sound. So explainable, you build your models, have them make predictions, explain their predictions. If you don't explain their predictions, why should I trust your model? I can't relate to it.
Yeah, yeah. But by the way, this is like everyone I talk to, the board members, C-suite, of course, most of them, they're not in production, right? And everyone tells data is the number one problem, or maybe number two, right? Yeah. So this absolutely the point you're making, getting the data right before your AI can give you any insights. That's so valuable.
Right. Yeah, it is. I'll just give you an example of these advanced checks. Just one example, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you built a model, a data set, and let's say it predicts sales of your product. And boy, the accuracy is 99.2%. Everyone's giving high fives. It got deployed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the challenge. So, and now 8 months in the deployment, the model has started to misfire. Whoa, what went wrong? What went wrong was that the data you trained on was missing an influential feature like your competitors' products, pricing, discounts, and promotions. It wasn't important back then because they were comparable. So people still, your data set did not consider that missing, and 99.2% accuracy was registered. Now that they have a special promotion running, it is important, and your model's not being able to predict right. If you are not even aware that you're missing influential features, you're asking for trouble downstream. And a lot of effort is required to go from building a model to productionizing it and basing its decision AI to run your business. So better get your data right.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it just reminded me, Deepak, it's over a period of time, data can also drift, right? Example, we were during the COVID, how we behaved, our purchasing behaviors were very different than today.
That's right.
Right? So if your models are based on the data from that time, it may be outdated. So you need to rerun the models to make sure it's accounting for the changing behaviors, right?
Exactly. Yes, that is very true.
Now, it's we talked about when we started this live streaming, we started talking about the ROI challenges. What ROI challenges have you seen across industries? You have so many clients from healthcare to manufacturing to airlines and anything imaginable, all kinds of. So what ROI challenges have you seen?
That's a really good question. You mentioned at the beginning, Reddy, that McKinsey says very few AI projects succeed. Most of them fail.
Right.
About 20% of them succeed. The rest fail. Why? They fail to deliver on the ROI they promised when their budget was approved.
Yeah.
And so what gives? Yes, garbage in, garbage out. Your data must be good to drive it, and due consideration must be given to make it good. But even if the data is good, even if you've got legitimately a 98% accuracy, you're really proud of your decision AI, the challenge is that there is a real person who's been doing this for 26 years, who owns the business process, and your AI is supposed to collaborate with him, be a decision aid, so to speak.
Right.
So just imagine that poor person's life. Most of the predictions he or she agrees with, but once in a while they disagree with the prediction.
Right.
So now they're wondering, can I automate this? Because that's what the ROI was dependent on.
Yeah.
So the predictions would go in the plus side. They were good predictions. But once in a while, gotchas.
Yeah.
Or incorrect. My job's on the line. I'm going to second guess everything because I don't know which is which is which.
Right.
And so where is that enhancement in productivity and driving efficiencies in your business processes and the accompanying ROI all get waylaid. And that's
so what you said is, one was we were talking about the data. If that is not good, then your model, garbage in, garbage out, it's unreliable. So there's no ROI of any sort. And the second thing is the trust factor. Can you trust what your models are saying? So if you don't trust it, it's like, okay, you're not going to depend on it. So you're spending all this time, even with the AI, it's doing its job on the side, but you're not relying on it. So it's not freeing up your time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's both from the trust side and data side. But now the CFI, we all saw the demo, Deepak. How does CFI help optimize the decision making? We just talked about, you mentioned about, they don't trust, so they're just going to do their own thing. But how does CFI help optimize the decision making and model interpretability, and how does it mitigate the risks? Right now we're going through this tariffs situation. Everyone is like, how do you prepare for that, right? How do I mitigate the risks? So
that's what you said at the end is goes to the heart of the matter. The risk tolerance for risk. Number one pet peeve of people in CXO positions with AI, be it traditional AI or generative AI, is, okay, if I deploy this, what kind of risk am I entertaining?
Yeah.
Can you quantify that? And that's where most of the projects, how do you quantify dollar terms and get their approvals and get legal to approve, blah, blah, blah. MVP, stuck. Don't move into production. How does things like CFI help?
Yeah.
It helps deliver confidence and ROI, both to top line and bottom line. What is so secret about this thing called fix that it helps deliver and manage risk? You see, to manage risk, the conceptual understanding is that you got to have a score accompany your prediction to say, how much can you trust what I'm recommending or predicting or explaining to you as a reason for that prediction? And CFI, much like others, also has this score to delineate between what can be trusted and what needs to be manually reviewed. So there lies the trick for using counterfactuals to deliver on ROIs. Now, going a step further, how does it help? Well, the top line help is kind of obvious.
Right.
Okay, so you have a patient, the drug's not working, and CFI suggests, here's how you fix that. Here are the raw insights on how you change that medication so that it helps the patient.
Yeah.
The patient's delighted. Okay, you have a credit card holder who's being denied their transactions. And we just went through the demo where the loan was denied. What do you do to help this old-time valued customer get approved? Okay, so that's obviously the patient's delighted, the loan request borrower is delighted, the goodwill, the top line increases, you have a differentiation. But what people forget to look at is that it actually helps the bottom line as well. Notice how. Most of AI is just a prediction of, oh, here's what I think is happening. It's a detection mechanism.
Right.
And now that I've told you that there's an alert of whatever sorts, it's up to the experts to run with it to resolve it. So you have still got the majority of the work is still being dumped on the experts without any help of AI. That's where CFI comes in to say, hey, I can actually help you with a head start with these significant insights, optimal insights, so that you get a head start so that you can easily resolve these things. So even the bottom line comes up considerably. It helps.
Oh, I love it. It's both at the top line and then the bottom line. It's
right.
The sales guys would love the top line, and then CFOs will allow the bottom line. But it's you doesn't like the bottom line, right? That's very well said. So I was I was thinking, it greatly helps in multiple scenarios. It frees up the time of experts, and you have been working with many clients. Can you share maybe one or two case studies where the clients have used CFI and it unlocked the business value for the client?
Sure. Actually, the demo that you saw was borrowed from a real life scenario. A major bank in North America and a fintech here in the United States used it for doing what that demo said, which is, hey, I'm a valued member of the bank. I'm my credit, savings, checkings, auto loan, home mortgage, everything with you guys. And I've run a trucking business. I've applied for a loan. My loan got denied. I'm furious. I've known Reddy as my account manager for 20 years. We are family friends. What do you mean you denied the loan?
Yeah.
And there is little that banks can do today other than to give an adverse action that regulatory compliance requires.
Right.
With CFI, they can now find optimum ways in cases to find these nuggets that otherwise would have walked away to a competitor all upset, and say, here's what you do precisely, and come back to me in 2 months and we'll have your loan approved. And this is, remember I said the score, this is the likelihood that once you do those things, that you will be in good standing and will get the loan approved. For instance, that's a use case. Another big one is we're working with a pharmaceutical in New York. It's amazing how innovative they are. And talking about sales of biologics and how do you arrest the decline, talking about personalized medicine for patients. Can you believe that?
Oh, okay, wow.
Medication is not working.
So yeah, I mean, it happens. Something.
That's right.
Melatonin works for me and my wife, and nothing happens.
There you go. It's not working. What do you do? Well, you got the data from lots of patients, RWE, real world experience, right?
Yeah.
And use that data and counterfactuals to say this is precisely what your wife must do. And now, of course, that goes to a doctor who then takes it to insight and say, okay, if that's what, and here's the score that says, how confident are you about this insight actually doing what it's supposedly getting your wife to have a good night's sleep? And that's the power of counterfactual inferencing in this case, delivered personalized medicine. There are tons of other applications as well that we have had. A boutique asset manager in New York, right? Saying, hey, I got, it's where generative AI combines with CFI. Hey, we got customers, they have objectives, they're not being able to deliver on their objectives. And so what do we do? How do we get these customers to find our platform to deliver their objectives or fix if they're going off the rails, and explain the reasons why these will fix it so that they come to trust it, and then package those reasons in the context of generative AI's background information from Bloomberg and other things in easy to understand natural language form so that it's consumed easily. And now you have a sticky customer on your asset management platform.
I love it. I love it, Deepak. I remember when I was at Intel, there was a guy, he put all his retirement plans in 401k in one basket. It's like, okay, the modern portfolio theory says you need to have, in multiple stocks and bonds. It's so you reduce the risk. But his tolerance for risk was very different than an average guy. So I love the example that you gave. So we have only 3 more minutes left, Deepak. I see there were a couple of questions that came along. One of them, let me read this. Can you and how does CFI help identify hidden revenue opportunities?
Yeah, so CFI, like I said, impacts the top line and the bottom line, right? Both. It's one of those things which, so if you see opportunities where the delivery of services, for instance, is requiring considerable effort, which is quite often the case, actually.
Yep.
Those are absolute red alarms to say, think about how CFI can help. And quite possibly in some of those, CFI can play a role. Not in every one, depends on the data. But in some of those, CFI can help. Why do I say some of those? Because many times the parameters of what can you do are invariants. You can't change the age of a person. You can't change the business he's engaged in. So there is a lot of constraints on CFI. And it's only the variance, right? How much money the person has, what's the goal that he's looking for in terms of asset management, for instance. Only those things can be changed. And so look for a simple answer. If your service delivery is consuming considerable time, look to CFI. It may be able to help.
Oh, that's a wonderful way to tell how CFI can help increase the revenue opportunities. And we are about just almost out of time. So the benefits of the CFI, it's not only frees up the time of the experts, it gives all the intelligence for the what if. It's not the traditional what if scenarios, but with all the actionable things that someone can take. And I'm sure many of the folks on our live stream, they're wondering how they can leverage AI for ROI and how they can use CFI. Please reach out to Deepak. I think Deepak, it's on the video we have the email, and then deepak.dubey@easyml.com. That's your email.
Easy with a Z, not S.
Yes, easy with a Z. Sounds good. And then connect with us on LinkedIn. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Take care.
All right.